So yesterday I uploaded a video that I did talking about the final season of Netflix and DC Comics Lucifer, which, one of the episodes, its third episode as a matter of fact, is going to be 90%, from what I can tell, 90% animated, while the other 10% at the beginning and at the end will be live action. And the episode's title is called Jabba Dabba Do Me. Now, we don't know what the premise is actually, or the synopsis for the episode is just yet. But obviously they got the animation team that did Harley Quinn, and they're going for a very Looney Tune-ish like style of animation with the reactions of the characters and everything to certain situations. Like when Chloe and Lucifer see themselves in animated form for the first time, you have Lucifer's jaw drop like Genie's did in the 92 Aladdin film, and you have, Chloe's eyes pop out of her, head like she just saw a handsome hunk for the first time, a la Minerva Mink in Animaniacs. But the obvious question is, will this be a new directive, if you will, or not directive, but new direction, an option, if you will, for a lot of studios to take in the near future? Now, yes, we have seen studios pre-pandemic, pre-COVID-19, basically do this kind of stuff with their shows, like Supernatural with Scooby-Doo, Parks and Recreation has done it, Community has done it. We've seen a variety of shows do it. But the obvious question is, will this be an option going forward? Because now we're seeing it done more so than ever because of COVID-19, because of the pandemic that caused all of the country, caused all the productions for these shows and movies to shut down. And basically leaving the people in the production crew at the studios, behind these shows, with very limited options of how to continue that season, how to continue filming that season or finishing that season in some capacity. And obviously, yes, they did eventually find a way to work around that, basically, doing the testing, masking up and all that, and then eventually the vaccine. But in between that, they had very little options. But there was one option that did stand out above the rest, and that was animation. And that's obviously what Lucifer is done with Yabba Dabba Do Me, and what other shows, like I think, what was it, Blackish or Blacklist did in the past recent few months. And other shows are doing it as well, and some of those episodes have yet to debut. But the obvious question is this the new option, the new go-to option and direction for studios to look into, even post-pandemic and post-COVID-19, when it comes to wanting to do some creative storytelling with their shows? Because let's be honest, there are some stories, no doubt, that they want to explore with their shows, but they can't really do in live action unless they pay big, movie budget money to make it happen. So, the question is, and I know I'm repeating myself here, would this be a good option for them to go with? Would this be a good direction, an alternative to go with? And I think, honestly, it would be. Because, again, with animation, whether it's 2D, whether it's 2D Flash, whether it's Toon Harmony, whether it's claymation, stop motion, if you will, CGI, any kind of animation, you could get away with a lot more. You could do a lot more. You can let your imagination, run wild, if you will, to extremes, to unlimited lengths that you never imagined it could go to. And with studios having this now as an option more so than they ever had before, I think this is something that I believe everybody's going to benefit from. I think any studios that have a series where, they want to tell a certain story but they can't really tell it in live action, the animation portion or the animation option will be, that opportunity for them to tell that story. So to me, and I think anybody would agree watching this is probably the best thing that has happened out of the pandemic, especially if you're a fan of shows. And if you're, let's say, actors and actresses, and you just want to break from from being on screen, but you still want to act, be your character, doing a voiceover for that character for the animation episode that your character is gonna be in, to me, it's a win-win. It's a win-win no matter how you view it. It's a win-win, no matter how no matter how you view it. It's a win-win no matter how you feel about it. It is just pure gold when you get down to it. It's pure gold. Now the only question they would have is, how would you explain this, if you will? How would you explain this in continuity? Well, knowing how creative some of these writers are for the show, they'll find a way. They'll find a very creative way to say, yeah, this animated thing is part of the continuity, or this animated thing was a dream, or hallucination. They'll find a way. They'll find a way, and they will make it work. They will make it work. And I'm sure with Lucifer, like I said yesterday, they will make this episode, Yabba Dabba Do Me, for the final season. They'll find a way to make it work. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. They'll find a way to make it work. But my question to you, because I asked this to John Campia what's the word I'm looking for? Not a super chat, but a question on Streamlabs, or via Streamlabs. I asked him basically the same thing. I asked Sean McLean of the Multimedia Chronicles, aka Sarah Nizarak, the same thing. Basically, do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this is going to be a good or bad idea for studios to have the animation option, at their fingertips, to utilize when they want to tell certain stories for, let's say, the live action shows? Do you think it's a great option? How do you feel about it? Do you think it allows, the characters in the live action setting to be more loose and more free than they usually been? What do you guys think? Let me know what your thoughts are down below, as well as in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video. I do apologize if I stuttered a little bit and rambled. Again, I do these videos uncut, just going off the top of my mind of what I'm going to say. As well as I'm trying to do this before my mom gets home from work, if you will, actually from the gas station in Patterson. So I want to try to get this out there, as quickly as possible. But again, let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below. Love to hear from each and every one of you. Live chat during the premiere. Like the video. And I am out.